We're back at the Dirtyard, south side of Indianapolis, and we will factually crown a champion of the Circle City Wiffle Ball League in game number 3. So it is do or die time, a 1-1 series in this best of 3 classic. For the 11th time, we're going to determine a champion here, and for the 3rd time right here on the ISC Sports Network. We're thrilled to have you with us today for this broadcast alongside Alex Gercheff and Will Smithy. My name is Derek Schultz, and guys, I said it last game, about as good as advertised, and I think it's played out as advertised, right? Mike Whitty, with his dominance on the mound, Hounds scratch together a couple of runs. They take game 1. Yakkers come back with that big lineup. Changed their approach, I thought, halfway through that game.
Yeah.
Got some base runners on, and were able to break through with 5 runs in a 5-3 win, and here we are in a game 3, and it's now, again, strength versus strength. Alex, that Yakkers lineup against the powerful arm of Mike Whitty.
Yeah, and Will said last time we had him up here that there's the chance that Mike's got even another gear, that he can tap into, making it even harder for the Yakkers to scratch one across. But, similar to game 1, it's probably going to be a story of who's able to scratch the first one through. Between Whitty and Aiden on the mound, the runs are going to be tough to come by.
Will, we talked in between game 1 and game 2. What did you see there from game 2, specifically with that strategy that we talked about, where it looked like the Yakkers were much more conservative at the plate, trying to make DJ and Taylor throw strikes, and it was a strategy that ended up paying off for them with that big 4th inning?
Yeah, I think that was a good strategy to go to for them. I think as a team, the Yakkers have a better ability of kind of pushing it to the next guy, knowing even bringing a guy like Connor Smith off the bench, having 4 or 5 guys deep that like any of them can kind of be the turning point. I think going to the walks was key for them with the wind blowing in. The Hounds are a team that a little bit more feast or famine, I feel like, especially a guy like Kobe Taylor, we saw. He's hit some really hard hit balls today, but the wind keeping it in. It's a little bit harder for them to kind of push it to the next guy because depending on the day, the next guy may not be better than you, whereas the Yakkers, it seems like the next guy's always just as good as you every single day depending on the weather.
So as much as the Hounds are coming back here with Mike Whitty, the most dominant pitcher in this league, I don't want to undersell how good Aiden Palmer has been for many years, and really how good he was largely in game 1 before that 6th inning with that big hit by Bundy to push 2 runs across. 5 scoreless innings. It was a 0-0 game, and then he kind of had that tough luck play on the Whitty dribbler that he misplayed just slightly, and then kind of the floodgates opened after there. But Aiden Palmer more than capable of pitching the Yakkers to the finish line this historic season that they've been able to put together so far here, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Aiden got into one lob pitch situation that first game. Like we were saying, if Aiden's on the board, he's maybe not quite at the Mike Whitty, Will Smithy level, but he's right up against it. As long as he's on the board and throwing strikes, it's tough to hit as just about any guy out here. And, yeah, he showed that. Game 1, he'll have a chance, to see if he can get over the hump here in game 3 as well.
Well, as we see Whitty warming up here, I know I kind of asked you between that, going from pitching to hitting, but, pitching in game 1 to pitching in game 3, is it that simple to just stand up there and throw a couple of pitches and feel like you're back at it again, or does it take an inning or 2 to kind of get that flow back on the mound?
Yeah, so like Whitty after that game 2, he went over, he did his bands. He's a guy, throwing in college and stuff, has a nice little system set up where he'll feel it good. I asked him personally how he's feeling. He said he's going to have to gut this one out, but he wasn't hurting or anything. So the hardest part for him will just be getting it back going. So if I'm the Yakkers, I'm really trying to get a run here in the first inning or 2, because once that arm gets going and the body gets moving again, by inning 3, 4, 5, 6, he's going to be throwing every bit as hard as he was in game 1, and it wouldn't surprise him if he's coming in even harder at the end here, especially if they have a lead and he's trying to close it out. Because
he's been so good, Alex, I think you'd have to say you give the slight edge to the Hounds in game number 3, but if this somehow got into an extra inning 0-0 game, would the edge then go back to the Yakkers because Whitty has put so much on that arm so far over the last couple of weeks?
I think that's really the X factor here, is how well Whitty and his arm bounce back from all of that wear and tear over the last week and a half. Normally, I would say, no, it goes even further in the Hounds' direction because, Whitty's such a machine. Like Will was just saying, he seems to get better as the game goes on. But the X factor really is how much wear that those 30 innings, 36 innings now in the last week and a half are going to have on Whitty's arm and how well he's able to bounce back.
Well, we won't see that until the bottom half of the inning. Here as the Hounds are going to lead off game number 3 as Woody once again will step in against Aiden Palmer. And as I mentioned, Palmer, no shoes, going barefoot, and it seems to have worked for him. Had a nice pitching performance in game 1. Has been pretty good at the dish so far through 2 games as well. But we talked all about it. I mean, that Yakkers lineup from top to bottom, and Will, even you mentioned their depth. Every one of those guys in that spot can hurt you.
Yeah, there's no let up. I think it's time we talk about Aiden Palmer and the visor.
Yes, I want to hear about the magical powers of the visor as we get ready to get Game 3 underway here.
This visor is something that he broke out last weekend in the semifinal round. The rumor, the lore of the visor, if you will, is that this is his granny's visor. And, just looking at it, I think that checks out for me. That's
like
the energy
bingo
it's
visor
giving.
that
Yes,
you'd wear, right, to
exactly.
play bingo.
He's got a lot of hair. It's fluffy. And this visor's doing the work of keeping it out of his face as Woody shoots one foul. And he had maybe the best pitching performances of his life last weekend, on the barefoot visor combo. So this could be the thing.
I'm a visor appreciator. In high school, as Woody down on strikes to lead off game number 3, I used to wear a backwards upside-down visor, which
Nice.
I don't know if was ever popular, but I did it for like a year and a half. And any picture of me from that era is luckily been burned. It was when digital cameras were out, but you didn't have the camera phones yet, thankfully. But I saw Anthony Richardson, the Colts quarterback, wearing an upside-down backwards visor at a press conference the other day, and I thought it took 25 years, but yes. This is going to become a thing now.
Yeah, maybe they've come back around.
Dylan Jones stepping in here with 1 away. Game number 3, series knotted up at 1 apiece here in the Dirtyard Classic.
DJ's had a pretty quiet day at the plate so far. I think he's, if I may make a bold prediction here, this game 3 is going to have a big moment.
Holds up the swing there. Will, if you had to bet on it, would you, just because of the wind situation, is it going to be, if I put the over-under at 0.5 home runs, would you go under with where we are today?
I think that's the right line. I would probably go under with these 2 pitchers just because they've been on the board and done so well. I think
I guess you got Mike Whitty as one of the opposing pitchers too. You got to take that into account, and Palmer.
Yeah, I think there's enough guys on the field that can hit. I think the only place you're hitting a homer today is to the tree and right, or to the right of it, between the tree and the foul pole. I think that's the spot you have to go. Kobe's balls that he's hit really hard have been more middle, even with the movement, just like that.
Right as we say it.
Right into the teeth of the wind. Like if he hits that ball to the tree or to the right of it, the wind can't hold it up enough. It'll get out over that short porch. So I just think it's so hard with the way these pitchers throw to actually get a ball to that spot. I'd have to go in the under.
If you're just talking barrels, Kobe Taylor's our leader today, where he's really, really lined up the ball several times.
Yeah, that ball was crushed, and it didn't even reach the fence.
Yeah, that's a ball in a normal wind day here that he's tossing his bat and high-fiving his teammates before it even gets over the fence.
And I know that as Bundy puts that one in play, and Taylor's going to go all the way to third and get there. Oh, sorry, that's Hayworth.
Tristan Dudas out there. Pinch running
Dudas.
for Taylor. Yep.
Pinch running for Taylor. So runners on the corners here in the Hounds in business. I was going to say, as much as the wind victimized Taylor and the Hounds there, I think the wind would actually be an advantage, right, with this Yakkers lineup to just kill the ball. So if Woody makes a mistake, which I know is rare, you're not going to pay for it maybe with a home run. Woody puts that one. Lyon diving and makes the play at second. What a play by Rudy Lyon. Saves a run. And the Yakkers out of the top of the first with no damage done. We've seen some terrific defensive plays so far today, but nothing tops that one from Lyon. Diving and tagging the bag at second for the out to get the Yakkers out of the inning. Scoreless through a half with the Yakkers coming to bat here. Game 3 of the Dirtyard Classic, ISC Sports Network. Well, if there was any question about how much these competitors want to win, just look at Rudy Lyon in that last play to end the top of the first inning. A full extension layout to get the force at second base just over the head of Aiden Palmer and tags the bag there. One of the very best defensive plays that you'll see out here, and certainly given the stakes.
Yeah,
that's actually one of the defensive plays of the year. I don't want to take away from the replay that we saw in that other game that the Hounds played earlier this year, but that's on the short list for defensive players.
Yeah, that's one of the best plays I've seen out here. Like, not only the skill of laying out and stopping the ball, but having the wherewithal then to just reach that extra, couple inches and tag the bag with the ball. Really great play. Rudy really wants it. He wants it. For the Yakkers to get their first championship, and you see it right there.
Yakkers have never had this opportunity before. They have not won a Dirtyard Classic in their 7-year history, and a lot of folks believe this is the best team that they've ever brought to the table. So they're on the doorstep of their breakthrough. Standing in their way is that man on the mound right there, and Mike Whitty. Good contact there, and Hopkins maybe setting the tone here as the leadoff batter in game number 3 reaches on Mike Whitty.
That was a great piece.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it here. Derek, you talked about Whitty kind of getting his arm going again second game. First inning, you're going to have to jump on him. His arm's not going to be moving as fast. He's still going to be feeling it just a little bit. And Thomas does a great job there. Now we see Rudy.
Double play?
Double play.
Wow.
And he ends up making it. Reed Werner punching them out. Brendan Dudas, the other umpire today, as a big 2 outs to start that first inning.
Yeah, immediately erasing that base runner. The positioning here of Bundy on the right side couldn't have been better. That ball to the right side bouncing right into his hands.
Really nothing anybody on the Yakkers could have done in that situation. James has to run once he sees that ball down like that. It's not like it's right back to the pitcher where sometimes you can go back to first once it's dead. Going to Bundy, he's got to go to second. And just kind of an unfortunate situation.
Wanted to get back to a point that you made, Will, about having to be aggressive here against Mike Whitty in the early innings before he really gets going. Can Whitty use that against the batters, knowing that that's going to be their strategy?
Definitely. If he doesn't feel like he can quite overpower them at the beginning, he can try to get them to swing at some strikes or some balls off it. It looked like that one, Rudy had a nice swing at it, but I think it was a little bit outside, not one that he's really going to be able to drive. And with a guy on first, you got to reach out for a ball. Same as baseball, you induce that weak contact almost. It gets that double play.
3-1 here to Aiden Palmer. Had 2 walk-offs in both games of a Twin Bills series on July 10th, a walk-off triple and a walk-off homer. The 4th hitter in this Yakkers lineup. But maybe if you dropped Sawyer into a different lineup, he'd be closer to the top.
Yeah,
because this is such a good Yakkers lineup.
Sawyer's gonna get a lob pitch opportunity here. These are few and far between with Whitty, and yeah, Sawyer last week had a monster weekend, so a chance to really compound on that here.
Will, you had mentioned Rudy putting a little bit on his lob pitches to kind of get them down. Is there anything that Mike does that you notice with his lobs?
Mike is the one that, as a right-hander, his ball moves away from you a little bit if he's throwing it well. So his demo, he kind of likes to leave them out to where they look like balls. And once somebody says it's okay, he'll kind of start it at you and move it back to the plate to where almost tries to get to freeze it, especially since he's usually doing it with 2 strikes. I will say for Sawyer, though, he's a guy that can hit a homer to right at any minute. So looks like he was trying to there. Didn't quite work
there,
out.
And Whitty is able to put it away. Nice body gyrations there from Sawyer Mitchell. A for effort, but unable to get past the tag. And we are through 1 scoreless here. Heading for the top of the second, Dirtyard Classic game number 3 on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows. Wherever you find your favorite app, And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Back at the Dirtyard here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Alex Gerchev and two-time NWLA National Player of the Year Will Smithy. I'm Derek Schultz. Thanks so much for joining us. Today's broadcast brought to you by the company that constructed that beautiful home run fence that you see behind the cameras, AmeriFence. For 4 generations, they've beautified and secured the properties of Indianapolis with their custom and handcrafted fencing. They work directly with mills to manufacture and fabricate fencing at their factory and warehouse right here in Indiana. See the difference a wood fence installation can make at your residence, your business, or in the case of the Dirtyard, your wiffle ball field. Call them at 317-505-0447 or get a free quote now. They serve Indy and the surrounding areas at AmeriFence. Top of the second inning, scoreless game as Dylan Jones steps in. You mentioned, Alex, it feels like a matter of time before DJ gets into one.
Yeah. Yeah, DJ's seasons kind of, the last few have taken a similar shape in that, about halfway through the year, you look at the stats as Aiden misses in, and you're like, man, what's up with DJ? Like, his numbers are down, and then you get to the end of the year, and he's a top 5 hitter. And that's been what it's been like the last couple years, and, you could almost say the same thing about this series. He's had a quiet series so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of it we're talking about the impact he's had.
Palmer comes back with a big strike. After a couple of balls to start this at bat, Jones a dribbler that kicks fair, lying behind the back, but it's not going to matter. Nothing you can do with that ball. Started fair, spun back foul, started foul, spun back fair, and DJ able to beat it out for a leadoff single.
Yeah, we've teased for a couple years. Maybe this next year is the year we'll do it, of doing like a combine-style day at the beginning of the year. DJ, one of those guys, a lot of people want to see the 40 speed on.
Taylor puts that in play, and that ball gets past Palmer, but Dudas unable to advance, and maybe because it was so close to the third base bag, you didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And especially in a game like this where you're just trying to scratch a couple across, probably a smart play there from Dudas to be a little more conservative on the base pass, but I'll ask you guys. You guys are the experts.
Yeah, Will, I don't know what you think, but when I see that ball get away, I'm thinking, man, you got to be on 3 there. Yeah. But, it's a good point. The ball, that's right where the ball landed. Maybe he had to have taken a more aggressive turn to give himself a chance. But
yeah, I mean, going by third makes it tough. Tristan also, youngest guy in the league. Yeah. Definitely one to get some ridicule from the older guys. He takes it pretty well. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's also in his mind, where at a stage like this where he's like, hey, don't run into an out. No outs on the base pass right now. See if somebody could just knock me in on it, because a base hit in our league usually is going to score a guy from second anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Bundy has seen Aiden Palmer very well here.
Yeah, great point.
Game 1, he was fantastic, reaching base 5 times, including the game-winning 2-run single, but down on strikes there.
Yeah, froze him on that curveball.
Aiden's really came out this game pounding the board early, and I think I've mentioned before, Aiden's a guy that usually it's a ball per strike. He's a little bit wild. And I think that actually helps him to an advantage, because you don't quite know which one to swing at, right? The one you swing at may drop.
Whitty hits that one harmlessly into the air right to Palmer for the second out. So runners on first and second to lead off this inning, but so far they have not moved again.
Yeah, we're seeing an extremely swing-happy Hounds team because he's throwing that same pitch on the board so much. After seeing it for 6 innings the first game, they kind of know exactly what spots to pick to swing at that pitch. So I think he needs to either mix something off of this slider to get it in a different spot, or try to work in a few more balls to see if he can get some swings and misses, because the Hounds are really seeing this specific slider on the board right now really well.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but he'll throw 2 different, right? His go-to, a hard, like, slurve movement, and then he'll mix in something that's more of a sweeper, right?
Yeah, so especially with the brand new clean balls today, his main one is like a straight slider, and it's almost straight, like from 3 to 9 on a clock today with this clean ball. There's not much verticality to it, but he can alter his wrist angle a little bit to get it to drop a little bit more. I think he needs to work on that more to try to get some swings and misses over the top of that slider.
Hounds get the first 2 on, but a harmless flare out there from DJ as 3 straight outs from Aiden Palmer, and we're clean through an inning and a half, heading to the bottom of the second. Scoreless between the Yakkers and Hounds on the ISC Sports Network.
There we go, baby. Oh, my God. Race to the other end, and he punches it down. Go. Lock in. Takes it in. Little energy. Throughout the entire game. Touchdown. He's got it. He's up. Still going. Throws it up, and Hooks will throw it down. Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman. Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn. What a swim. Six of them.
Guillotine league, so it's crazy.
We're back at the Dirtyard. Game number 3 of the Dirtyard Classic. City Wiffle Ball Championship here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Alex Gerchef, Will Smithy. I'm Derek Schultz. Mike Whitty's second inning of work and his 8th today, as he was the winner in Game 1 with a complete game shutout of the Yakkers to give the Hounds the Game 1 victory. And the opposing pitcher, Aiden Palmer, stepping in. We'll see if the visor certainly helped him on the mound. Kind of a quiet day at the plate so far for Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden does his best work on the mound. He'll run into, puts that one in play.
And I think he just got him. Bang, bang play. We're going to see on the replay.
Yeah, that one was tight.
At first glance, I thought Palmer had beaten it out, but he's not fighting the call. Kind of a slow roller. Nice play by DJ, and
Yeah,
he
I
got
think
back
just-
to the mound. I think he just got him.
Yeah,
Didn't
bang, bang play.
he? Great job by our umpiring crew today. Reed Werner and Brendan Dudas have done a nice job. Big swing and a miss there from Hopkins.
Reed Werner is a high school, Indiana High School Umpire Association member. Last year was his first year doing that, so he did supply the uniforms for the guys today, and he has really enjoyed taking that kind of next step in his baseball career as just being an ump now.
They look good, especially Dudas could go park on I-65 and pull people over and give them speeding tickets, too, if he wanted to after the Classic today. That's a big swing and a miss there from Hopkins, and he's down on strikes. Here again is that bang-bang play with Palmer.
Yeah, right call, though. Right call.
He got it right. I mean, that's about as close as it gets, too.
Yep.
Rudy Lyons stepping in against Mike Whitty, and Whitty, as he often does in this league, to many batters, caused Lyons some fits in game number 1. We'll see if Rudy can solve him a little bit more here, as his Yakkers on the brink of their first championship, potentially.
2 quick outs this inning. I think, Will was talking about Whitty taking a minute to find it in that first inning. He's come out pretty lights out here in the second inning.
Yeah, he's really kind of trusting his mechanics, too. It doesn't look like he's overthrowing it all early after throwing that whole first game, just kind of letting the ball do the work. With his riser pitch, it's got to be one of the best pitches you can throw in the clean ball. Even when you hit it, as we've seen, it doesn't quite jump off the bat like some of the other ones. So doesn't really need to add that extra velo right now. Just needs to be on the board and go from there.
Now, did that kick up and hit the board?
It hit it on the fly. It hit the very, very bottom edge of the board, and yeah,
Looked for sure that was going straight into the ground.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's incredible. It shows what he can do with these pitches.
that's the toughest ball to hit. I think is a riser on the bottom of the board, because you're swinging at it out of the dirt.
Even if you do hit it, it doesn't go anywhere either. You have to hit it straight down.
Freezes line, and Rudy just laughing that one off there. A devastating sequence of pitches there from Mike Whitty, and we are scoreless through 2. Game 3 of the Dirtyard Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes! Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown. Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score.
Top of the third here of the Dirtyard Classic, game number 3 between the Yakkers and Hounds on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Alex Gerchef, Will Smithy, I'm Derek Schultz. Thanks to our great ISC crew. Jordan Shue in the truck is our game director today. We've got Dennis Glover. We have Alex Laverne. We have Daryl Tibbs. The great Rob Lynch. All these guys are great. I could say the great before all of their names. Eldon Wheeler as well. This is very much the A-team for ISC. And that's not to say that like Vince Miralez or anybody else that we work with isn't also great. They have a lot of elite members of the production team making sure our signal gets to you for all of these unique broadcasts. And what's so cool about ISC is that, and we were talking about this in game 1, Alex, as Taylor puts good wood on that again, barreled it up, but he hit it right at the fielder for the first out of the inning. Wiffle ball, robotics, beep ball, and obviously all the usual stuff: basketball, volleyball, baseball. It's probably easier to name the sports that ISC hasn't done, but wiffle ball, one of the most unique. Bundy hits that one right to Palmer, but he's unable to corral it. And Bundy reaches with one out here in the third.
Yeah, that could be an impactful base runner. That ball was, tailor-made, but just squirts out of his hands as, these balls have so much spin on them. It's tough to grab sometimes. Man, these Hounds are swinging away.
Really are, and that ball just dies.
Wow.
It just died. Just sits there. I don't know if there was a divot there maybe from a base runner. It just completely died.
I think it had spin that was totally horizontal, right? And so it's, like a flop shot with your,
your pitching wedge.
Your pitching wedge, and it just stuck. Again, free swinging.
DJ
it's
up
going to
the
be another
line,
base hit.
he's going to reach. They're going to go home, and Bundy, smart base running there, gives the Hounds a 1-0 lead. And just like that, runners on second and third, and nobody out.
Yeah, I don't know if Aiden's thrown more than 4 pitches this inning, and he's already allowed 3-4 base runners.
Yeah,
Kobe's swinging away too.
First pitch swinging.
Hounds are swinging. That's what we mentioned earlier. Aiden he's at his best when he's throwing balls, which is hard to say, but just too many balls on the board right now. Hounds are just swinging at it.
You called it, Will. You said that it might be more beneficial for him. It kind of flies in the face of logic, right? Because you want to hit the board. That's part of it. But in a lineup like this, maybe you wanted to take the opposite approach, and so far you've been exactly right.
Yeah, well, once the Hounds come out swinging, you just, as a pitcher, you got to know that, hey, they're swinging. I can miss some and get some strikes. It's different, if they're up there taking, they're trying to, look for walks and stuff, then, yeah, pound the board, make it tough. But they're hacking away right now. They're
Huge
swinging at almost every pitch.
For Aiden Palmer to get Taylor down for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, I took your advice there and missed up. That slider up above the board is tough to square up.
Tough pitch to lay off of, too,
Yes.
especially when you smell blood in the water.
Yeah. See if Bundy can stay hot here. He's, continued from his Game 1 performance, had some good looks and swings on the ball here in Game 3 as well.
Had the 2-run single to win the game in Game 1 and scored the only run of this game so far in a 1-0 Hounds lead earlier this inning.
Oh.
Just mentioned, too, you guys mentioned kind of Jones needing to kind of quietly going under the radar, and he's the one that comes through with that big RBI here in Game 3.
Yeah,
just
great point.
Typical big game Jones fashion. He's done that for the Hounds last year. He's done that in NWA tournaments, coming up with huge clutch hits when you need it.
Yeah, one of the more even guys out here. A lot of guys will get down or throw a bat or whatever. I don't know if I've ever seen DJ get, emotional one way or the other.
Very even keeled.
Came back with 2 strikeouts there to keep the damage at just 1 run. So the Hounds get on the board just like they did in Game 1. We'll see if Mike Whitty can make it hold off as we head to the bottom of the third. Game 3 of the Dirtyard Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
Derek, do you know what we do not have in common with Ted Lasso?
What's that, Jake?
We made it beyond 3 seasons.
Oh, we're going to make it like 30, 40, 50 seasons. As long as your heart holds out, that is. Query and Schultz every Tuesday night. You can watch it right here on the ISC Sports Network, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, podcast, whatever it is. Just call it whatever you want.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Just make sure Tuesday nights, Query and Schultz, 7:30, all season long right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We outlasted Twitter.
We did. Perhaps we'll see some of these fans after today, because even though this is the ending of the Circle City Wiffle season, this is not the ending of Wiffle Ball out here at the Dirtyard, because next week, Alex and Will, you guys have probably the most fun night of your season, the Wifflin' for Whitey event coming up on Saturday night. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Alex?
Yeah, y'all were out a few years ago to check it out. Definitely a different vibe than the Dirtyard Classic. But yeah, this is one of the most fun, if not the most fun, nights of the year. We have play like a banana ball, Savannah Banana style game. Everybody in the league who is interested can come out and play in the All-Star game. And we raise a bunch of, as much funds as we can for pediatric brain cancer as well. So Circle City Wiffle's officially a 501c3 nonprofit these days. So great opportunity for anybody watching who wants to come out, check out the Dirtyard, see some wiffle ball, contribute to a good cause next weekend.
That was our wiffle baptism in 21 for ISC, and we caught the bug then as Sawyer Mitchell down on strikes, and here we are for a 4th year in a row and 3rd time for the Dirtyard Classic to bring you this live broadcast. Yeah. I brought my 7-year-old. We actually won the ticket lottery as
nice.
our GoPro got knocked off again to Savannah Bananas, and he had a blast.
Awesome. Yeah, those guys, man, what they're doing is insane.
I mean, you talk about those $1 million ideas. That was a $1 million idea and then some.
Yeah, 100%.
For those guys down there. As they're selling out like Fenway, it's crazy.
Yeah, wild. Yeah, maybe can't promise Savannah Banana levels of entertainment, but I like to think we're pretty close when we run the...
And ISC producing the Savannah Bananas as they do all of the baseball events, Victory Field, with the Indianapolis Indians as well, our friends at ISC. Will, you thinking about taking CCW on a barnstorming tour, going Savannah Bananas wiffle ball style sometime?
Oh, I'd love to do that. I already try to travel to as many tournaments as I can. If I'm able to make some sort of career out of that, it sounds like a dream.
Palmer down on strikes there, as it looks like Mike Whitty is really settled in. 2 outs into the 3rd inning. But still just a 1-0 lead for the Hounds.
What do you think, Indiana Bananas, do you think we'd get any infringement with that? Certainly not, right?
They certainly trademarked banana ball by now, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Hopkins, big swing there.
I think Woody smells a little blood in the water here now that they got that 1 run. It wouldn't surprise me if he's going to really start opening it up here to end this game in 6 innings, try to just blow it right by this team.
And he does right there with Hopkins. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts for Whitty. And we are through 3 innings. Hounds holding on to a 1-0 lead in Game 3 of the Dirtyard Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football. And on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Welcome back, Dirtyard Classic, game number 3 here on the ISC Sports Network. I've been chugging waters this entire time, and I'm halfway through chugging that water. I'm like, wait a minute, I took my headset off. I better put that thing back on. Alex Gerchev, much more of a professional than I am. I'm Derek Schultz. Thanks for joining us. Halfway through game number 3 of the Dirtyard Classic. Mike Whitty trying to help his own cause here as he leads off the top of the 4th against Aiden Palmer, who hits the board there for a strike. Big for Palmer to limit the damage because it's big, and Whitty rips that one into center field. Lyon backhanded it trying to get it to second base and could not, as Whitty a big leadoff double. But as I was going to say, Gert, any run for the Hounds feels devastating when you're facing Whitty, right?
Absolutely.
If 1-0 feels like 10-0, but certainly if this was and Jones goes the other way. I need to just stop talking, let the action happen. Whitty trying to go home, and they got to hold him up. Reed Werner's going to take him back to 3rd, and DJ's going to go back to 1st.
You're right, though. The Hounds' approach right now is they're swinging at everything. First pitch swinging. Aiden works quickly on the mound. There's hardly time to get a word in edgewise before they're hitting another ball to the wall.
Dudas will run for DJ as Taylor steps up with a chance to really inflict some damage here with nobody out and runners on the corners. And it swings that one, but again, he hits it right at Sawyer Mitchell, but that's going to score the run. He got the job done.
He did, yeah. The intricacy with the rule is that you
have to be halfway past?
You have to be halfway past it, except on like flyouts, it's free to the next bag. So they would have had to actually make the out at home.
That one hit up into the air by Bundy, but it just kind of dies into the outstretched arms of Sawyer Mitchell for the second out.
I can't believe how swing happy they are. It's obviously working out to their advantage, but man, first pitch swinging every time, and not only that, they're like making contact. These guys are just really locked in right now.
This has been a 90-second top of the fourth inning, and we've already got Whitty up again, and he's out as he hits it right to Palmer.
Yeah.
But the damage ends up done. Did we even go 2 minutes? They scored a run.
They scored a run and had like 3 hits, and we're done.
Hounds add to their lead, 2-0. Yakkers coming to bat here on the ISC Sports Network.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Mike Whitty trying to make a second run hold up here as the Hounds in the catbird seat as we head to the bottom of the fourth here on the ISC Sports Network. Here's our broadcast perch behind home plate here at the Dirtyard. What year was this added? 20? Was
that's
that
a great
the COVID
question.
year?
I think that's right.
Okay.
I think that's right, yeah.
Because we've had it all 4 of our years that we've been out here, but I believe when we first came, it was pretty much a brand new addition.
I think you're right, yeah.
To the
2021 was my rookie year in the league, and here, my rookie year, so that seems right.
Rudy Lyon steps in against Mike Whitty, trying to solve this puzzle here as Whitty has pitched 9 scoreless innings so far this afternoon.
And if you mentioned earlier, for as difficult as 1 run feels to surmount with Whitty on the mound, 2 runs feels even harder. With deficit, you can hope that he, loses you and you hit a lob pitch over the fence. 2 runs, now you've got to do that twice or get a runner on. As Whitty mixes it up, that was a straight drop ball. I'm not sure we've seen that from him yet today.
Lyon shakes that one off, heads back to the dugout with 1 away. And this is also an afternoon, you talk about kind of the timing and circumstance of things with the wind blowing in like it's been. Very, very difficult to a bloop and a blast.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To
Yes.
get this thing tied up.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, the Hounds in this game and the Yakkers in last game, they scored their runs by stringing some hits together, which is not, if you'd have asked me before the game started how I thought that those runs would be put together with the caliber of the pitchers on the mound, but it's what it's taken today.
Another strikeout. That time Sawyer Mitchell goes down, and quickly 2 outs here.
Yeah, we're
in
speeding,
the bottom of the fourth.
Speeding to what may be a Hounds championship here now as it looks like we're getting a pinch hitter. It's going to be James Hayworth, who is taking, would that be Aiden's spot in the lineup?
You see with our GoPro, the movement on that pitch where it starts in and just comes right back over the plate. Very, very tough pitch there for Mike Whitty.
You're going to get a really unique look here with James Hayworth. He's singular in this league. He has a slap-hitting style approach.
Ichiro, right?
Yeah, even more extreme, though. He'll start in the back of the box, and he's a quarter of the way down the first baseline by the time he makes contact.
And with these short base passes, all you got to do is put it in play, and you're going to give yourself a chance to reach.
Yeah, a lever that the Yakkers have to pull here with a guy like Whitty on the mound, like, why not? Throw something unique out there.
Well, we saw Game 2 turn for them in the 4th inning, so we'll see, even though it's a lot to ask with already 2 outs.
Yeah, Hayworth, a guy that anybody would love to have on their team. He's an elite defender and base runner, gives you a different look at the plate.
We talked about how good this Yakkers roster was from top to bottom, and I think he's a testament to he's a guy that you bring off your bench.
Exactly, yeah.
But down on strikes here is Whitty just keeps doing it.
Cruising.
Really cruising through 4 innings. Hounds 6 outs away from their second championship. Game 3 of the Dirtyard Classic here on the ISC Sports Network. Back with more next.
And gets the highlights. Now he takes the look away and he puts it away. The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score.
Aiden Palmer starts Dylan Jones off with the strike, and now 1-1 as we get underway here in the 5th inning. A 2-0 lead for the Hounds, trying to add to it.
DJ may have taken more pitches already this at-bat than we saw all last inning from the Hounds.
Just a crazy lightning fast. Really 4th inning just in general.
Yeah.
Whitty just mowing him down, and the Hounds just swinging at everything as Jones down on strikes to lead off the top of the 5th. Here's Taylor. Big swing there, and he's pound for pound just contact-wise this afternoon. Then Kobe, and he sends that one up into the air. Is that going to get out?
That one is
there. It
gonna
goes.
go.
And Will Smithy had mentioned it, Gert. He said if there's going to be a home run today, it's going to that tree, and
You're
that's
right.
exactly where Taylor puts it as the Hounds go up 3-0.
Yeah, he didn't miss that one. We've seen him, like you were just saying. He kind of got bad luck on a few balls hit this game. That one, plenty of distance and carry to clear the yard.
I think most afternoons we're talking about Taylor's game-winning 2-run home run in the 1st inning, which just the wind took and killed the ball, and then Bundy followed him up with a 2-run single. But that one, a no-doubter from Taylor as he puts that high into the tree in right center. Bundy hits that one to Lyon, but right to Palmer for the 2nd out. Rudy making that fantastic defensive play in the 1st inning. You see the dirt. And if and when we'll get a shot on Rudy Lyon, the dirt on that jersey of his, I believe pretty much all of that came from that full extension layout.
Yeah, really a
in the
huge
first
play.
inning.
Yeah, that saved a couple runs there in and of itself.
Mike Whitty will have at least a 3-run lead when he returns to the bump in the bottom of the 5th. That ball starts foul and stays foul. We've seen a couple up that third base line, Gert, scoot fair.
Yeah. Yeah, with the amount of spin that sometimes the ball, especially one that's, kind of just hit off the side of your bat that would go foul like that generates so much spin that you've got to run them out because they may just kick back in.
Whitty puts good contact on that,
Good
but a
play.
really nice diving play by Mitchell. He's been active out there in right field defensively, and we've seen some great defense from the Yakkers, but they're going to need the offense and the bats to come through. 6 outs left to try to get back in this game as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Game number 3 of the Dirtyard Classic. Hounds lead at 3-0 on the ISC Sports Network.
Jackson takes the handoff, throws the deep ball. He's got a man. Catch made. Rolling, throwing, has a man. First down, the grab by Cyrus. Billingsley keeps. Billingsley spins away from the tackle. Still going. Touchdown, Snyder.
Back at the Dirtyard, Game 3 of the Classic. Mike Whitty stepping in, bottom of the 5th. And he has pitched 10 scoreless innings so far, but a very dangerous Yakkers lineup that he has to deal with that turns over with Hopkins, the leadoff batter, to get things going in the 5th. Takes a strike.
Hopkins hit a leadoff single first pitch of this game, or first at bat of this game, rather, and I'm not sure the Yakkers have really had much since then.
Because even that one, just making contact, you feel good about, but that ball foul as Bundy gave a chase. Hopkins, one of the best hitters in this league this season, and
Oh, man.
down on strikes there with that riser.
Yeah, that was a great look at it there from behind the K board. You know, you just see the ball take off there vertically.
He's the best pitcher, or one of the best pitchers in the country for a reason. As he's just pounding the board now is Mike Whitty. Rudy Lyons stepping in.
Yeah,
Big
he's
swing there
gassing
from
up now,
Rudy.
too. I think he's throwing even harder.
I know you said that they clocked him at consecutive pitches over 100 miles an hour. Has anybody reached the velo for Whitty?
I've seen Reed Werner has hit, I believe, triple digits before. It feels like Whitty can just do it whenever he wants is the crazy thing.
And he strikes out Lyon there for the second out. Reed Werner, before Mike came into the league, was the gold standard,
Yeah.
right, for pitching, and that's not to say that he's not still
Yep.
one of the best players in league history, and Reed Werner, who's part of our umpiring crew today. But,
Yeah.
you know, you talk about the real impact players of this league, and Reed and Smithy and
Yep.
and Mike Whitty. Now, I think adding his name to that
Certainly,
list.
yeah. Yeah, it was Smithy and Reed, and then, you know, Whitty came on the scene, and it became Whitty and Smithy and Reed as that top tier of guys who are lights out on the mound and are excellent hitters as well. MVP caliber guys every year.
Swords there for Sawyer Mitchell as Whitty strikes out the side, and we head to the 6th inning. Hounds 1 inning away from a back-to-back championship here on the ISC Sports Network.
Infield, outfield, batter up, it gets real. 9 innings, time to play. Right in my wheelhouse, full count, bases loaded, 2 outs. I could be the hero today. That's how we do it in the big leagues. No bush leaguers allowed. That's how we do it in the big leagues. Gonna make this hometown proud. Shout it out.
Coolest thing about Circle City Wiffle is that some of these guys are old enough now to be dads. This was mostly just college guys tooling around 10 years ago, and it's become serious. But, you know, lives and wives and jobs and girlfriends and
Yeah.
babies. Everybody's been out here to the Dirtyard to catch the Wiffle action.
Yeah, I think she's the breakaway star of this game, no doubt.
Keegan Coy stepping in for the first time this afternoon in a pinch-hitting role for the Hounds. So they've got a 3-0 lead on Aiden Palmer.
Keegan, one of the original guys here in this league. He's been out here from year one.
One of the OGs
Absolutely, yeah.
of CCW.
Keegan had himself a great day at the State Fair yesterday. We'll see how well that's sitting in his stomach as he takes this at bat.
That stuff never, it sounds like a good idea at the time, and then about an hour or two later, it becomes a very bad idea. It's
Yeah.
Coy down on strikes. We had something up in the Midtown area of Indianapolis, so
Yeah.
north of here, called Sausage Fest.
Yes, Sausage
The
Fest.
last 2 nights, and my son goes to St. Thomas Aquinas
Yeah,
School,
uh-huh.
and there's a reason why I'm chugging Gatorade and water today. Let's just leave it there.
Tristan Dudas gets an at bat too. It looks like the Hounds are emptying the bench here in the top of the 6th, giving their guys a chance to take an at bat. Hey,
This puts this one in play. Line, though, right to Palmer for the second out. I can say with pretty supreme confidence that I'm not the first person to be hungover at the Dirtyard. Yeah,
yeah.
I can say that, okay, confidently.
yeah, it's an effective given week in, week out. And now rookie Colt Cantrell also getting an at bat. Yeah, really emptying the bench.
Hounds letting everybody be part of this potential championship. Game's not over. Yakkers have a great lineup and 3 outs away.
Now that's one you got to hit the ball before it hits you. Fouled back into the zone. That'll be strike 3.
So Palmer through the inning there, but still 3-0 lead. It's up to the bats now for the Yakkers. Last chance, bottom of the 6th in the Dirtyard Classic on the ISC Sports Network.
We welcome you to Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis. Way back, way out of here. That's a home run. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Swing and a miss. is. He struck him out.
Warm up the victory bell. A walk-off 2-run single.
Back at the Dirtyard, where Mike Whitty is trying to lock down a second straight championship. Hounds lead it 3-0. Now, Gert, you would know how many of these Hound players. I think Dylan Jones was on. Was he on one of the Moonshots championship teams?
He was a short for a long time before the Hounds. I don't know if he
any
was
of
a part
these
of
other
that
guys
2015
part
squad.
of, or were they part of last year's Hounds team?
Yeah, DJ and Whitty were on last year's team. So was Kobe. So they all have a
Gotcha.
chance to repeat. But I believe everybody else on the Hounds, this would be their first. Taking a quick peek around, I don't think any of these other guys would have been on any other championship teams.
You really have to think about it now because we're 10 years in.
Yeah. Keegan just playing the odds. You know, he's been around here long enough. He may have been, but it's go time now for the Yakkers. Bottom of the last, chasing 3. Season comes down to this.
Whitty trying to make it 12 scoreless, and it would cap a 42-inning playoff performance for Mike Whitty, which is just sounds even more ridiculous to say out loud.
Yeah.
7 games full in the span of, what are we talking about, 10 days?
Yeah.
11 days?
10 days. Yeah. I mean, what he's done in this league in the last 2 years has really been unlike anything we've ever seen. It really makes you wonder if the Hounds can hold on here, which it's looking likely that they do, even though James has worked this 4-0. It's like, is anybody other than Mike Whitty's team ever going to win a championship again? That's the feeling you leave with after watching these performances.
What would you compare it to? Is it almost like a Stanley Cup playoff goalie type thing where it just feels like it's this brick wall that's standing in your way?
That's a great comparison, yeah. Like, how are we going to be able to scratch one across with a guy like this? That said, though, Hayworth draws the walk to lead things off and puts a little bit of pressure on here.
Yakkers have the leadoff man run, and that's what they need. They need base runners facing a 3-0 deficit.
Of course, Whitty, then bounces right back and throws a strike.
Big swing and a miss there from Hopkins, who's had a tough afternoon, as most have had against Mike Whitty.
Yeah, tough to have a good one when he's on the mound.
That one hits the board, and Hopkins down on strikes. For the first out of the bottom of the 6th, and here's Rudy Lyon. Yakkers, this is his baby. He
Absolutely.
is the face of this team and one of the best players in this league for a long time. The deputy commissioner of the CCW. And I know he was thrilled to have this opportunity. Rudy, of course, the broadcaster with me on the last 3 ISC broadcasts because he hasn't been playing in the Dirtyard Classic.
Yeah, big shoes to fill here in Rudy's absence.
And I was thrilled for him to get the chance to be out there on that field and play for a championship today.
No doubt. Really underrated hitter, too. Like, he's not one of the guys you think about usually when you list off top 5 guys in the league, but he's there every year, like top 5 performance.
Took a big hack there, but ultimately fruitless, is now down to his last strike against Mike Whitty. And swing and a miss there, and the Hounds now 1 out away from another championship. And it's all up to Sawyer Mitchell, who has been very, very active defensively, made some terrific plays in right field that we've seen so far.
He has, yeah.
But just like the rest of the Yakkers, has been silenced so far by Mike Whitty. Puts that one in play, and
that's going to be the 3rd out. Wow.
So explain that one to me, Alex, for the game to end on that one.
I mean, just classic, right? Yeah, as Whitty gets the Gatorade treatment. That was hit so far. It may have actually hit him in the hands. It was so far up on the hands of the bat that Sawyer didn't even run. He thought it hit him, and it may have. But
so because he didn't try to advance to first base, it ended up being the out.
Yep.
So sorry, a little bit of an anticlimactic way for it to end. A little bit, you expect another maybe Whitty strikeout, but another championship for the Hounds, and they've got the trophy ready for them, 3-0. A terrific Dirtyard Classic today, and a great effort by the Yakkers as they take Game 2, but ultimately fall in Game number 3, and it was all about that man right there.
That's right.
Mike Whitty.
Yeah,
12 scoreless innings.
There's no one better in the country, right? Like, I think the numbers prove it. You can make arguments for, plenty of guys at other leagues. And there's lots of great wiffle ball played at a high level around the country, but I'd be hard-pressed to accept an argument that Mike Whitty's not the best guy at slinging those wiffle balls in the country.
Congratulations to the Hounds, back-to-back champions of Circle City Wiffle. We'll come back, recap what we saw this afternoon, and hopefully get a chance to talk to Mike Whitty, the winning pitcher in Game 1 and Game 3 of the Dirtyard Classic, when we return to the Dirtyard on the south side of Indy here on the ISC Sports Network.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com. Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Congratulations to the Hounds. DJ taking the trophy along with his family out to right field as they are the Circle City Wiffle champions after taking home the Dirtyard Classic 2-1. And the biggest reason for that is the man standing right to our left, Alex Gerchev and Derek Schultz here with you on the IC Sports Network. Mike Whitty with 12 scoreless innings, 42 playoff innings in the last 10 and 11 days. And I guess I got to ask you, Mike, how's the arm feeling after all that?
Exactly how you think it would feel. Not very good, not terrible, but it was enough to get us through today. I'm probably going to put it on ice and keep it cold until NWLA, which is like 20 days away. So
I feel like we saw the Yakkers change their approach a bit in Game 3. I think they knew that they if they were going to get you, they had to get you in the early innings as you were kind of ramping yourself back up. So kind of take us through the strategy where you were so great in Game 1, but then having the pause and then having to ramp back up in the early innings of facing this really, really potent Yakkers lineup again in the decisive game.
Yeah, I mean, going into today, I talked in the group chat with the boys about how well they swing it. They're probably the best hitting team all year for sure. And I knew that they were going to have an approach change coming Game 3. Arm was a little sore, was trying to get back into it. And like you said, they knew that. So they tried to jump on the ball right away, and they got a couple good hits in that first inning. Luckily, we got a double play to get out of it, and I was able to settle in.
Aiden really pounded the board in Game 1 and was being strike heavy in Game 2, but I feel like you guys actually used that to your advantage with your aggression at the plate.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We saw him all over the board, and usually with clean ball, Aiden is a top 3 pitcher in the league for sure, and we knew that, so we knew he'd be all over it. So we tried to come out and hit, and I heard you guys actually at one point in like the 5th inning say, the Hounds aren't watching any pitches, and that was our game plan.
That had to have been, Gert. We were talking about it. I think Aiden threw 7 or 8 pitches that inning, and you guys scored a run. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was, 6 guys probably came to the plate. It was crazy. Second now of back-to-back championships. we talked about kind of the first one when you had Will Smithy's team, one of the first years that we were out here for the Dirtyard Classic, and you're kind of this scrappy batter / hitter, kind of do it all, but you've taken especially the pitching to the next level and become really one of the dominant forces in the league. I know you've had all this individual success, Mike, but what's it like to get the team validation as well and raise another banner?
To see our guys shape out throughout the year, because, I mean, if you look at our stats the first half of the year, I think I was the only one hitting above 250, and that's not saying much for this league. So we decided to start swinging the bats and got some good swings on balls late in the year and had success, and it was beautiful to see all of our guys be able to get at bats in this game and have fun and cheer us on.
And everybody contributed. DJ really kind of fought through on the mound in Game 2 and had some great hits. Kobe as well. But can you say enough? How about Nick Bundy in Game 1?
Nick Bundy was unbelievable today. Happy birthday, Nick Bundy.
He had himself a game. Reached base 5 times, the 2-run single as well. That won Game 1 and ultimately led to a championship for you guys. So go ahead and get some ice on the arm, and looking forward to the national tournament, Mike. Congratulations on another championship.
You again. Well appreciate you.
That's Mike Whitty and the Hounds, champions of Circle City Wiffle. Alex, it was great to be out here with the CC Dub guys.
Yeah, man.
Love it as always. One of the highlights of the year for us here at ISC.
Yeah, we're so glad you guys come out for this. I mean, to see, again, like I said earlier, us playing wiffle ball at the level of production and professionalism y'all bring to it. This is so surreal to see, honestly, but it's tons of fun. We love having you out here.
Thanks to our great sponsors, AmeriFence, perfectly manicured turf, lawn, and landscape floors unlimited, and DH Apparel. Thanks to Brendan Dudas and everybody here at Circle City Wiffle for having us out here at ISC. Congratulations once again to the Hounds. For Alex Gertcheff, I'm Derek Schultz. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time for some more great wiffle ball action here on the south side at the iconic Dirtyard on the ISC Sports Network.